Thank you, Ross, and welcome all. It's a slightly larger, actually much larger crowd than the last time, and we'll see if we can manage to make it just as interactive as the last time. Before I get into anything interesting in terms of the conference, I have to do the official housekeeping duties. That includes the telling you what to do in the case of an emergency. In the case of an emergency, the alarms will sound. In the first instance, the voiceover will advise that we are investigating and to remain where you are. Hands up all those people who actually intend to stay where you are. No. If indeed an evacuation is required, please follow the directions of the staff. The meeting point is the base of the Sky Tower. Now, normally, of course, the meeting point is the place where you go and make sure that everyone's out of the building. You know, you check off the names. I don't think we're proposing to do that. It's more the place for us to go and say, hey guys, it was a false alarm, come back in. The fire exit is in the middle of the promenade, so over that way, behind you, there is a staircase. There's also the escalators outside. The toilets are somewhat confusing. They're out that way on levels 4A and 5A, so they're the mezzanine levels that can only be accessed either by the stairs or by the lifts at this end, not the lifts at that end, if you follow my drift. Very, very interesting sign at the bottom of the stairs, by the way. There's a sign that says toilets this way with a man symbol, the woman symbol, and the wheelchair symbol upstairs. It's one of the world's best signs, that one. For those of you who smoke, and I feel sorry for you, there is a smoking balcony up one level and across the air bridge. Basically, we send you to the casino to smoke. So that's if you want to smoke where you go. Morning and afternoon tea will be served in the area behind you where you had your break, your coffee this morning, and there are some tea, coffee break, and lunches labelled clearly. So if you've advised on your registration form you have special dietary requirements, they will be available for you. It goes without saying that we're going to request you to put your mobile phones on silent during the sessions. However, we actually want you to be using your technology during the sessions. There is a Wi-Fi network available for you all here. It's actually just showing up as ComCom, and there's no passwords or anything, so hook your iPad or other tablet device, smartphone up to the Wi-Fi if you would like, and participate in the conference. And the way you can participate in the conference through that is, of course, through the wonders of Twitter. And there's a suggested hashtag for the conference, which is #FutureBB. And we would encourage you to tweet. In fact, what I'd really encourage you to do is tweet right now and let everyone who follows you know that you have found the time to come and concern yourself with New Zealand's future, and that they could join you in doing so by following the live stream, which they can get at www.futurebroadband.co.nz. So if you haven't already tweeted the fact that you're here, really love it if you would go for that now. And I warn you that I will remind you about that a few times through the course of the day. There will be a welcome reception this afternoon, sponsored by Sky TV, Chorus and Telstra Clear. That will also take place in Auckland Rooms 1 and 2. And the last piece of housekeeping, the registration staff from conference and events are located at the registration desk. I guess you couldn't avoid them because you've got your name tags. But for any conference queries, please see them in the first instance. Plus, we've got, they're very easily, all the people able to help you out are very easily identifiable with their black T-shirts saying the future with High Speed Broadband logo on the front and back. Today is a conversation, as Ross said, or the next 2 days are a conversation about the future. And it's always difficult when you're having conversations about the future because people want to sort of think that what you're trying to do is predict the future. But it's not, of course, what we're trying to do. The conference isn't trying to predict the future. It's doing exactly what Ross just talked about. It's considering the alternative in futures and what will influence which path New Zealand follows. And that then potentially informs work of the Commerce Commission and others about how do you act to get the future that is the one you prefer. It's not the technology that determines the future. The sociologists call it technological determinism. Good phrases like high-speed broadband will drive innovation. well, broadband drives nothing. Broadband is a carriage process. It's people who drive innovation. Broadband may make some of that innovation possible. Ross has also explained to you the conference structure: international day 1, New Zealand day 2. Another way to think about it is that we're starting off with a conversation about transformational technologies. Then we're hearing from international policymakers, I'll call them, as opposed to, but some of them are regulators, but they always blur the boundaries. And then on day 3, a whole lot of work about drivers of demand. I try to be very specific about timing on a conference. I'm, a stickler for it to the point of being rude. So speakers will be pre-warned before they come up that that's the way I go. The reason for that is because you didn't all come here just to listen, you came here also to participate. So we're trying to find plenty of time for that participation. Part of that will be that I will not read people's biographies in full. Their biographies are printed for you in the convenient little conference brochure. They say all the things that I would otherwise say. I'm going to make this really radical assumption that all of you can read. And finally, I think it's probably that's all from my introduction, because I'm going to move forward and be early, which is a good move.